and welcome to Grade 10 Cookery TLE class. So, let me begin this presentation by presenting this illustration. Will you please examine the picture presented? So, what can you see in the picture? Correct? It is an illustration of a refrigerator by which different food item can be stored or can be found. So, saan-saan bang bahagi o ano-ano yung mga food item at saan-saang bahagi ng refrigerator sila inilalagay? Okay, so mapapansin ninyo, yung itlog ay nasa gawing itaas, yung meat at yung mga pagkaing madaling masira ay nasa freezer, and then yung gulay at prutas ay nakalagay sa lower part ng refrigerator, and then yung beverages, sauces, juices, milk, and water ay nasa pintuan ng refrigerator. So, the content of this video lesson is in connection with the refrigerator or storing and reconstituting stock, sauces, and soup. So, we are going to discuss now learning outcome number 4, storing and reconstitute stocks, sauces, and soup. Along with this are the most essential competencies embedded in this learning outcome, which is composed of number 1, maintain optimum quality and freshness of stocks, sauces, and soups. Number 2, reconstitute stocks, sauces, and soup. And learning outcome number 5, which evaluate the finished product or rate the finished product using a rubrics, is you have done this already in your learning outcome number 3, which is presenting soup, stock, and sauces. Natapos nyo ba yung activity last time? Yung suggested performance task ni ma'am na kung saan nag-prepare kayo ng stock, soup, and sauces. And then, mayroon akong ipinadalang rubrics na ipina-accomplish ko sa sino man o sa inyong guardian o sa inyong magulang, kaibigan na mag-grade ng inyong i-prepare na pagkain. And then, ipinasa or ipapasa sa retrieval and distribution ng inyong module. Okay, so we are going to discuss now storage of stock, sauces, and soup. Ano nga yung stock? Correct? Stock is a clear, flavorful liquid, the foundation of cooking. It is a flavorful liquid, that's why it freezes well. Dahil siya nga ay sabaw, siya ay madaling magyelo o madali siyang iimbak sa wala siyang kasamang food item. Chilled stock can be frozen in 1 gallon amount to be used for sauces. However, once the stock has been used to make a sauce, the sauce itself should not be frozen. So, yung stock pwedeng frozen, pero kapag siya ginamit na at ginawa na siyang sauce, hindi na siya pwedeng ilagay sa freezer or it should not be frozen. Sauces do not freeze well and should be made in amount needed on the day of production. Yan. So, unlike stock, sauces did not freeze well. So, kinakailangan yung ipiprepare na sauce ay yun lamang mako-consumable or consumable within that day. The stock should never be put in the refrigerator while it is hot. Siyempre, hindi dapat ilagay ang mainit na sabaw sa refrigerator. Bakit kaya? Correct? Because the large volume of hot liquid can raise the internal temperature of the refrigerator to the point that the stock will cool sufficiently within 2 hours and may warm everything else in the refrigerator. So, kapag naglagay kayo ng mainit na stock inside the refrigerator, so what will happen? Ano daw mangyayari? Yan. So, yung mga food item na nasa refrigerator ay iinit because it will take 2 hours to cool down the stock sufficiently inside the refrigerator. A good way to cool the stock is to place the hot stock pot in a sink full of cold water and ice cube until it is lukewarm, but it should not exceed 1 hour. So, papaano daw natin palalamigin ang stock? Tama. So, ibababad natin siya sa malamig na tubig at kung nagmamadali ay mayroong lalagyan natin ng ice cube, but it should not exceed 1 hour. And then, after leaving it uncovered for the first half hour and stirring occasionally to cool, it should be covered with an upside down plate to prevent evaporation, which would cause the stock to become too concentrated. Ano daw ibig sabihin? It should be left uncovered for the first half hour. Walang takip. At ano ang gagawin? It should be stirred occasionally. Ano yung stirred occasionally? Yan, paminsan-minsan ay hahaluin. And then after half an hour, pwede nating takpan ng plato na medyo merong pasingawan. Para naman wag itong mag-evaporate. Ano nga yung evaporation sa science? Converting liquid into gas. Yan, para hindi naman maubos yung ating, mag-evaporate yung ating stock. So, refrigerated stock cools better in a shallow pans. If covered, stocks last up to 5 days, but it is best if used in 2 days. Yan. So, kapag inilagay natin sa refrigerator, in an airtight container, it will last up to 5 days, but it is best if it is used within 2 days. Okay, so sa paglalagay natin ng pagkain sa refrigerator, pinapractice natin yung tinatawag nating FIFO. Anong ibig sabihin ng FIFO? First in, first out. Correct. So, ibig sabihin, kung alin ang unang inilagay, yun din dapat ang unang gagamitin. So, ibig sabihin, para mas makasigurado, lalagyan natin ng label, ng date, yung ating inilalagay sa refrigerator. Okay, so how about storage of starch and sauces? So, kanina, stocks, ngayon naman ay sauces. Sauces and starches should be kept in an airtight container and stored in a cool, dry place away from the moisture, oxygen, lights, and pests. Okay, it should be kept in an airtight container. Ibig sabihin, maayos ang takip, stored in a cool, dry place away from moisture, oxygen, lights, and pests. Correct. Okay, food made with starches contains egg, milk, cream, of other dairy products, all of which make them prone to bacterial contamination and to foodborne illnesses. So, kapag ang ginamit natin na pampalapot sa mga sauce, ay may sinamahan natin ng itlog, ng milk, ng gatas, at saka ng krema, and other dairy product, lahat sila ay prone to bacterial contamination and foodborne illnesses na maaaring maging bunga ay magdulot ng yung tinatawag nating foodborne diseases and foodborne infection. Okay, sauces made with these ingredients should be kept out of the temperature danger zone. Temperature danger zone. Thickened sauce should also be prepared, served, and stored with caution. This product should be stored in the refrigerator and never left to stay for a long room temperature. Okay, so nabanggit, meron tayong tinatawag na temperature danger zone. So ano ba itong temperature danger zone, by which the temperature ranges from 41 degrees Fahrenheit to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, by which the bacteria grows most rapidly in the range of temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, doubling in number in as little as 20 minutes. This range of temperature is often called the danger zone. So, therefore, never leave food out of the refrigerator over 2 hours. Yan. Meron tayong tinatawag na temperature danger zone. So, ano nga yung kanyang bracket? The temperature ranges from 41 degrees Fahrenheit to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Yan, yung temperature danger zone. Diyan yung temperature or init ng temperatura na napakabilis ng pagkasira ng pagkain, and which the bacteria can double in number in as little as 20 minutes. So, for example, there are 10 bacteria present. Example lang yun ha. There are 100 bacteria present in the food item. So, within 20 minutes, pwede silang mag-multiply times 2. Yung 100 magiging times 2. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon na ng 200 bacteria in 20 minutes. Wow! Ang galing sa mathematics. Yan. So, kung ang bacteria ay 15, that will result to 30. Yan. Very good ka sa math. So, ang sabi dito, never leave food item out of the refrigeration for over 2 hours. Kasi magdo-double na yung mga bacteria. Okay, so sa pag-i-store ng pagkain, meron tayong tinatawag na mga storing equipment. Ano nga pong halimbawa ng mga storing equipment? Available sa bahay, syempre, meron tayong glass and plastic container. But make sure they are airtight container. Okay, so ibig sabihin ay maayos ang kanilang takip. Okay, pwede rin gumamit ng tinatawag nating ziplock. Yung mga plastic na kung tawagin ay ziplock, yan. Okay, storing equipment, number 1 is glass and plastic container. The second one is yung tinatawag nating stock pot. Yan, kapag masyadong madami na ilalagay sa refrigerator, pwede naman gumamit ng stock pot, pero dapat make sure it is covered. Bakit? Dahil inside the refrigerator ay mayroong freon gas na pwedeng mag-contaminate sa pagkain. Okay, at syempre, number 3, storing equipment ay refrigerator itself. So, ngayon, marami ng mga model ng refrigerator. Meron ng 2 doors, may single door, and merong iba't ibang sizes na din. Okay, let us discuss now the ways to reconstitute stock. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng reconstituting stock? Yung gagamitin siya natin ulit. Okay, number 1, skim the surface and strain off the stock through a china cup lined with several layers of cheesecloth. Yan. Yung unang pamamaraan ay ating sasalain gamit ang cheesecloth o sa Tagalog ay tinatawag nating katsa. Okay, and then you have to cool the stock as quickly as possible. Paano nga yung pagko-cool down kanina? Yan, pwede nating ilagay sa sink na may tubig. O pwede rin yung tinatawag nating venting. So, nakikita nyo ba yung nasa larawan? Yan, you have to set the pot in the sink with blocks, rocks, or some other object under it. This is called venting. This allows cool water to flow under the pot or around it. So, nilalagyan natin sila sa Tagalog o sa Infanta, ang salita ay kalang. Nilalagyan natin ang kalang para yung tubig ay makapenetrate sa ilalim, para yung maging maayos yung flow ng tubig sa ilalim, para mas maging mabilis ang pagpapalamig. Okay, run cold water into the sink but not higher than the level of the stock. Siyempre, dapat yung tubig ay hindi mas malalim dun sa ating ibinababad. Bakit? Baka naman magkaroon na ng tubig yung stock na ating pinapalamig. And then you have to stir the pot occasionally so the stocks cool evenly. So, kinakailangan paminsan-minsan ay ating hahaluin. Cooling stock quickly and properly is important. Bakit kaya? Cooling stock quickly and properly is important because improper cooling of stock may leads to spoilage. Yan. Improper cold stock may spoil in 6 to 8 hours. Yan. Para maiwasan ang pagkapanis, kinakailangan nating palamigin ng maayos ang ating stock. Okay. When cool, refrigerate the stock in a covered containers. Stock will kept 2 to 3 days if properly refrigerated. Stock can also be frozen and will last for several months. Yan. So, kapag naging maayos ang ating pagpapalamig, the stock will be kept 2 to 3 days if properly refrigerated. And then, it will last for several months. Yung kagaya ng ginagawa sa mga ship o mga cruise ship, sa mga barko. Diba? O sa malalaking hotel, hindi naman palaging naggagawa doon ng stock. So, inilalagay nila sa freezer. And it will last for several months for other purposes. Okay, let us discuss now the ways to reconstitute stock, sauce, and soup. Ways to reconstitute stock, sauce, and soup. Anong nakita sa larawan? Yan. So, first is by adding water. Okay, dadagdagan lamang ng tubig. Kasunod, next is by using other liquid like evaporated milk, coconut milk, and fruit juices. Yan. So, maliban sa tubig, pwede rin gumamit ng other liquids such as water, evaporated milk, and fruit juices. So, do you have any question? Let us make a recall. Okay, so paano nga yung tamang pagpapalamig ng stock? Yan, pwede tayong gumamit ng tinatawag nating process na venting. Ano yung venting? Yung stock ay nilalagay sa sink and then nilalagyan ng rack under it to make the water flow easily under the pot. And then pwede nating dagdagan ng ice cube yung tubig para mas mabilis lumamig. And then, kinakailangan din na we have to stir them occasionally para wag maging concentrated. Okay, how about storing sauces? It should be left uncovered and prepare sauces that is consumable within that day. So, sa storage ng stock at saka ng sauces, the stock freezes well while the sauces are not. And then another thing, yung tamang pagpapalamig ng stock, it will last for 5 days. But it is best for its 2 to 3 days. But it will last for several months if it is cooled down perfectly o maganda yung tamang pagpapalamig. Okay. How about yung tinatawag nating temperature danger zone? Ano nga yung temperature? The range of temperature in temperature danger zone? It ranges from 41 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Anong nangyayari pag ang pagkain ay na-expose dun sa tinatawag nating temperature danger zone? So, the bacteria will multiply by 20 minutes. Pwedeng mag-double ang number ng bacteria. Therefore, never leave food out of the refrigerator for 2 hours. Okay, so we discussed already the different storing equipment. Okay, the plastic container or the glass container, make sure they are all airtight or sealed. The second one is the stock pot. And the third one is the refrigerator. So what will happen to food item if they are not cooled properly? Or if we put hot food item inside the refrigerator? So it will increases the temperature inside the refrigerator. Yan. So iinit yung loob ng refrigerator pag naglagay tayo ng food item na mainit inside the refrigerator. Okay, do you have question, class? How about reconstituting stock? What will you do? Reconstituting stock, sauce, and soup. What will you do? You may add water. The second is you may use also or you may add other liquid like evaporated milk, coconut milk, and fruit juices. Okay, class. So before we proceed to your evaluation, will you please make a reflection on the following questions? Number 1, how can you maintain the freshness of stocks, soup, and sauces? I'll repeat. How can you maintain the freshness of stocks, soups, and sauces? Second, why it is necessary to follow the correct cooling and storing of stocks, soup, and sauces? Okay, for your vocabulary enrichment, will you make a definition of the following words? Number 1 is bacterial contamination. Bacterial contamination. Number 2, foodborne bacteria and its example. And number 3, foodborne illnesses and foodborne infection. Yan, you are done with the learning outcome number 4, storing and reconstituting stock, soup, and sauces. And now you are ready for your evaluation. Will you please get a clean sheet of pad paper? But if you have your activity sheets with you, you may write your answer in your activity sheets. Are you ready with your evaluation? Okay. So you are going to complete the statements by fill in the blank. Fill in the blank or fill me up. Letter A, storage of stock, sauces, and soups. Fill in the blank. The stock should never be put in the blank while it is hot. The stock should never be put in the blank while it is hot. Next. The large volume of blank can raise the internal temperature of the refrigerator to the point the stock will cool sufficiently with the blank and may warm everything else in the refrigerator. Second, the large volume of blank can raise the internal temperature of the refrigerator to the point that the stock will cool sufficiently within blank and may warm everything else in the refrigerator. Next, a good way to cool the stock is to place the hot stock pot in a sink full of blank and ice cubes until it is lukewarm, but it should not exceed 1 hour. A good way to cool the stock is to place the hot stock pot in a sink full of blank and ice cubes until it is lukewarm, but it should not exceed 1 hour. Next, after leaving it blank for the first half hour and stirring occasionally to cool, it should be covered with an upside-down plate to prevent evaporation, which would cause the stock to become too concentrated. Number 5, after leaving it blank for the first half hour and stirring occasionally to cool, it should be covered with an upside-down plate to prevent evaporation, which would cause the stock to become too concentrated. Letter B, storage of starch and sauces. Ready? Sauces and starches should be kept in blank container and stored in a cool, dry place away from the moisture, oxygen, lights, and pests. Sauces and starches should be kept in blank container and stored in a cool, dry place away from the moisture, oxygen, lights, and pests. Next, food made with starches contains egg, milk, cream of other dairy products, all of which make them prone to number 7, contamination, and to blank illnesses. So, number 7 and 8, food made with starches contains egg, milk, cream of other dairy products, all of which make them prone to number 7, contamination, and to number 8, illnesses. Next, sauces made with this ingredient should be kept out of the blank danger zone. Sauces made with this ingredient should be kept out of the blank danger zone. Thickened sauce should also be prepared, served, and stored with blank. This product should be stored in the refrigerator and never left to stay for long at room temperature. Okay, I'll repeat question number 8 and number 9 and number 10 rather, sorry. Sauces made with this ingredient should be kept out of the blank danger zone. Thickened sauce should also be prepared, served, and stored with blank. This product should be stored in the refrigerator and never left to stay for long at room temperature. Okay, activity 2 is enumeration. Enumerate ways to reconstitute stock, sauce, and soup. Number 1 and number 2. Enumeration, ways to reconstitute stock, sauce, and soup. For your enhancement activity entitled Research R, you may work individual with your partner or with a trio. You are going to make a research about the 10 different sauces commonly used in the Philippines and 10 in the different countries and other countries with pictures and description. Your output will be sent online in your group sections in a form of a pic collage. So congratulations! You have done with the first half of the third quarter. You've learned learning competency about stock, soup, and sauces, and I will be looking forward for the second half. We are going to discuss, prepare, and cook poultry and game dishes. So this is Ma'am Odelind. Thank you for watching this video lesson and see you on my next videos. Good day!